What up?
Welcome to Football Friday, number 4, week 6. So the results of last week.
You know how sad it's making me that this is week 6? We're already almost coming up halfway through the season.
I wish
Football goes too fast.
I wish it lasts forever.
Football should go year round.
Well, maybe take like 3 months off. Like summer.
Yeah, but then the players would die. The season would be too long and they wouldn't be able to handle it.
Sure.
But for the rest of us, it should go year round.
We both got 6 right of our picks from last week. So
6.
That was really bad.
6.
So up to date, I have 22 points and John has 23. So he's still winning.
Barely.
By 1.
Barely.
Alright, so this week on bye is Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I really was going to say that in an accent.
Atlanta.
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 And Miami.
Correct.
Yeah. Let's go on to this week's picks. 3,
So,
2, 1, go!
First game, we have the Panthers versus the Vikings. Matchup between 2, 1, and 3 teams in Minnesota. Carolina is good. Their defense is really good, but their offense is not. And Minnesota isn't all that great either, mostly because they don't have good quarterback play. So I'm going to go with the Vikings, just because they're in Minnesota and you can never count against Adrian Peterson.
Sure. I also picked Minnesota.
Got the Eagles against the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. This one seems pretty obvious with all the shit that's going on in Tampa Bay right now. Greg Schiano being questioned by basically everyone that pays attention to football. They released Josh Freeman. It's full on with Mike Glennon, who hasn't proved to be that great yet. So I'm going to go with the Eagles, even though Mike Vick is hurt.
Also questionable.
Questionable.
But I do pick the Eagles.
I will pick the Eagles. Even if Vic ends up not playing,
I still think they've got a better chance.
The Eagles will win.
Because the Bucks are 0-4. Hey.
Raiders versus the Chiefs. I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I hate to say it, but Terrell Pryor is actually pretty good. He's legit.
He is, but
they're still the Raiders.
They're still the Raiders, and I will pick the Chiefs. Because the Chiefs are 5-0.
And they're awesome.
Yes.
Steelers against the Jets. The Jets surprisingly have done well this year. I've picked against them twice.
Yeah.
And they've burned me both times.
And they're playing
a really, really bad Steelers team.
0-4.
An 0-4 Steelers team.
So.
Pretty weird matchup considering the Jets are always playing from behind.
And they won this past week,
but they did win this week against Atlanta. But winning against Atlanta has not... doesn't mean the same thing that it meant last year.
Yeah.
So we got the Rams and the Texans now. I do like the Texans, but given the current trend,
yeah, let's not talk about
the Rams are probably going to return an interception for a touchdown.
Matt Schaub needs to stop.
Stop what? Playing football?
Being a dingus. He's making all these mistakes. It's really redundant.
Yeah.
Like, he's already thrown, intercepted, touchdown, return 4 games in a row.
I am going to go with the Rams on this game.
Fair enough. I still pick the Texans. I still have faith.
You always will. The Packers and the Ravens. I like the Packers a lot. I like Aaron Rodgers. Probably go with the Packers for this week. I'm going to go with the Packers for this week.
Yeah, I picked the Packers as well.
We got the Bengals and the Bills. I am going to go with the Bengals on this game. They made Tom Brady look flustered.
They did.
They made him throw bad throws. That interception.
Can we just talk
Who was that to? Tom Brady. You're fired. No, you're not. You're still really good, but that was a stupid decision.
It's just funny to think, like, you never thought about
hearing the
sentence.
Tom Brady.
No, you never hear the sentence, the Patriots lost to the Bengals.
Got the Lions and the Browns. 2 teams that, weren't that great last year, but 2 teams that are 3-2 at this point. Although I do think that the combination of Reggie Bush and Calvin Johnson is a little bit much for the Browns to handle right now.
Calvin Johnson back though?
The Lions have a lot of firepower on offense that the Browns don't.
I pick the Lions too.
Titans versus the Seahawks. Seahawks disappointed me last week, made me want to cry. I probably did a little bit. They lost the undefeated record, and they got beat at their own game, controlling the fourth quarter. Only had the ball for 3.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. I do have faith that Pete Carroll will get that fixed. They'll come into the game with a chip on their shoulder. They'll have some edge. And they're back in Seattle this week. And we all know that Seattle at home is one of the hardest teams to beat in the NFL. But I don't think that the Titans can play the level they need to play to beat the Seahawks in Seattle. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
I pick the Seahawks. I think it's going to be an interesting game, for sure. But they are playing here in Seattle.
We got the Jaguars and the Broncos. Number 1 versus number 32.
Basically, yeah.
Clearly I'm going to pick the Broncos because they are putting together one of the most amazing offensive seasons I've ever seen. It would be the funniest thing in the world.
Don't jinx it.
I'm not going to jinx it, but it would be the funniest thing in the world to see the Broncos lose because everyone's hyping them up so much. Who can beat the Broncos? Who can beat the Broncos?
I picked the Broncos because
But no, it wouldn't be.
watching them play,
They are
honestly, it's
amazing.
that's what I like to see in football. And Peyton Manning is at 20 touchdowns now, with only 1 interception.
Saints, Patriots. This one's tough because they're playing in New England, and the Patriots just lost. And Bill Belichick and Tom Brady don't take well to losing. So I am going to go with the Patriots on this game, even though the Saints look fantastic.
I pick the Saints because they're just a really good team overall.
Cardinals and 49ers in San Francisco. Division game. I really don't like the 49ers, as all of you that have seen these videos before know. I really, really, really hope the Cardinals win. And there are a lot of distractions going on in San Francisco right now with the Alden Smith going to alcohol rehab and now getting charged for felony illegal, what is it? Possession of whatever it is, assault weapons.
Assault, yeah, I think.
I just think there's a lot going on surrounding that.
No, I went with the Cardinals. They're both 3-2, and I just really want to see the 49ers lose. Because
I just want the Bay Area football life to explode.
Because
the Raiders and the 49ers, they should just combine and make a team and everyone will hate them.
I just want to see them lose because they almost made me cry this past Sunday. I was inconsolable. My roommates didn't know what to do. They were freaking out. There's like cats crying over a football game. How do we handle this? And it was just too much. Redskins versus the Cowboys.
Cowboys are going to win.
I picked the Cowboys. They
put on a show last week against
the Broncos. Yeah, they did. I was surprised, actually.
Monday Night Football. Colts,
We're just
Chargers.
gonna stay down here now.
Colts are going to win because they are really good. And the Chargers got pooped on by Oakland.
And we were really sad about that.
And we're really, really sad. And I am sad to pick against the Chargers, but they're going to lose.
I picked the Colts.
Because Andrew Luck is the real deal.
Favorite play of week 5?
Of week 5, my favorite play, I hate to say this to you, but I think it was a pick 6 by Matt Schaub.
Why you gotta bring it up like that? My favorite play was Peyton Manning's
rushing touchdown.
It was the best thing I've seen in a while.
It looked like a giraffe trying to run.
It's so funny, and no one expected it. Like, even the
camera went straight to the running back.
They were just like, oh, what?
And then they went back to Peyton Manning, and they were like,
wait, touchdown.
He can run?
Yeah.
I forgot.
I just think it's funny, and, it shows that, he still got it. We'll be back next Friday.
That we will. We will be back next Friday.
Discuss who won for the week, our rounded up points, Our favorite
then
plays and our picks
Make
for
our
week
picks
7.
for week 7.
Happy Football Friday!
Happy Football Friday, motherfuckers. Yeah, went there. Bitch.